What's up guys, this is Sean and today we are in Gamuda Cove to check out Enso Wood. A lot of people actually request for me to pay a visit to this project. This is one of those mega projects. I think in total it's like 1530 acres, massive in terms of scale. First, let's get our coordinates right. This is Elite Highway, which is the highway that most of us use if we stay in Klang Valley, the main highway that leads us to KLIA. So Gamuda Cove is right opposite Cyberjaya. You can see Cyberjaya here, Putrajaya here. Currently the only way to come in will be via Elite Highway, take the flyover, right, then pass through the toll, then only we step into this township itself. So looking at this model, right, it's crazy big, first of all. Second, let's talk about the access. When you're coming from Elite Highway, that will be the flyover, then going through the toll before we reach into the site of Gamuda Cove itself. That will be the main road into the entire development. And we are now right here at the sales gallery. As we speak, the works for the other neighbouring lots are already ongoing, such as the town square, which is going to be completed by 2024, the theme park by 2022, then the central park is already done up. Then we have Palma Sands, which is the first phase, handing over by the end of the year, and that will be Enso Wood going in. So that's the project that we're going to check out for today. So this really demonstrates the town planning and placemaking abilities. They are clearly demarcate the future plans of the development, like when, which area will be completed, and when you get a keys 3 years later, what's going to be up, right? So what's exciting besides all the commercial areas, this will be the Research and Institution District right next to the Discovery wetlands. So there will be a pathway here in the future where the residents can actually access over. So this is where we will go and experience the hippopotamus, go check out crocodiles, go check out birds, and what a different experience, especially for kids that grows up in urban city. Indirectly me as well. So that seems to be the differentiation factor between this township along with the rest. Slightly away from those, this will be the ultra luxury segment of the entire township. So we have Water Lily that is going to be 3 million per unit, and we have the herons, right, located right next to the wetland. That row of super bungalows there is going to be 10 million each. And for today, the product that we're going to focus on will be this called Enso Woods. In total, there will be 454 units of terrace houses consisting 2 to 3 stories. So most of the corner lots are actually 3 stories, and this will be the entrance itself. When you come in directly, there will be a guardhouse. Then you will have this roundabout, and throughout the entrance, you have all these greeneries. That will be the play park, the Zen garden, the community pavilion. And this was designed to cater to the post-pandemic work arrangements. And looking at all the orientation of the units, generally it's more to north and south facing on an angle, but you can still observe that linear arrangement where you don't have any units facing the junctions. Then you have certain elements of cul-de-sacs here for security purposes, and it's pretty obvious that it's divided into sizes. So these will be the smaller sizes one, 20 by 65. Then you have the 22 by 75 at the bottom, and this will be the huge one, the 34 by 60s. And look at the scale models, we have a better visual. I like how strategic all the greeneries are, which is at the main entrance. And in case those are not enough, you always have the theme parks and a wetland beyond this development. That's also the main reason why the premium units are all there, because within walking distance, you get to enjoy all these greeneries. At the fringe as well, you get to see all these landscape treatments, the resting pavilion and the blossom gardens here. And something to talk about would be the community pavilion, because a lot of people, when they're stuck at home, there's almost like a competition for space between you and the family members. Like let's say 3 or 4 people Zoom at the same time, right? So that's why they have a pavilion to actually cater for that. So we are now right in front of the show unit of Palma Sands, which is their earlier phase, but they all sold out. And this layout is very similar to the one they have in Enso Wood. So we're gonna just use this unit as an experience for what's gonna come. So the unit that we're gonna check out today will be type C1 22 by 75. Built up is 2292 square feet, 2 stories, but for the corner lots will be 3 stories. So from the ground floor, when you go in, right, this will be your car porch, and then you have your foyer going into the living, dining, and that connects you to the kitchen itself. So once you come in, you have this open layout straight away to the end. Then you have a yard behind where you can put in your washing machine. Here you have a shared bathroom between your guests and the user for bedroom 4. So there's a ground floor bedroom here, that's nice. Then there will be a utility space below the staircase, pretty standard. Going upstairs, then you will have a family hall here connecting to 3 more bedrooms. So these 2 identical bedrooms facing the back, and both of them have their own ensuite bathroom. The one in front will be the principal bedroom, and it's crazy huge, right? They will even have a walk-in wardrobe at the side here that connects to the principal bathroom, but there's no balcony here lah. So first of all, there will be a low partition wall outside connecting to your water meter and the post box. And then you will have this cement screening floorings reaching over to the entrance via an apron. And for the car porch, this is cantilever. Because there's no balcony outside, this needs not to withstand load. That's why there's no column, and I think it's very important, so I can easily park 2 cars here. And because this is a corner unit for the earlier phase, so some assumption here is that the windows here will be bigger in the front, but in Enso the corner lots are in 3 stories. But what I wish is that inclusive design where this can be a gentle ramp into the space itself instead of a curb. Yeah, so this is a 1.1 meters door, and once you go in there will be a wall here where you can put in a sideboard or your shoe cabinets here, and immediately you will see your living, dining, kitchen straight away. And just when I thought this location seems more relevant for people who are staying in Puchong, who are staying in Subang Jaya, the southern side of Klang Valley, after discussing with the team here, apparently up to 70 to 80% of the buyers actually come from PJ and KL itself, with the justification of value for money. Come to think of it, like a property like this, a freehold unit terrace house, is around 750 to 850,000 for Enso itself. What else can you get within their area? That seems to be the main push factor for a lot of people to get a unit here. Also judging based on their past performance. By looking at 25/7, by looking at Kota Kemuning, by looking at Horizon Hills, Valencia, and etc., right? It's pretty obvious this developer knows a lot about town planning and placemaking lah. Before everything else is completed, the highways completed first, the roads are completed first. Generally, all the infrastructure and the plans around commercial areas, around theme parks, around education centers, and the lifestyle that they want for the residents all are laid out. So the 5-year plan for the development itself is certain, and I guess that's the confidence instilled into the purchase lah. Then going in from the living, this will be the dining space. And this width, it's nice because after putting in the dining here, you still have a lot of circulation space along with the ceiling height of 3 meters. That's really nice. And at the back, the space will be divided into 2. Part of it will be the kitchen, and then the ground floor bedroom with the washroom. Then coming into the kitchen, this wall-to-wall space is 3.1 meters and it's very spacious. You can easily accommodate a linear kitchen arrangement here, and do bear in mind in the intermediate there won't be windows on the side, the only windows will be at the front and the back. So the island most likely will be here instead to be a partition from the living room, or you want to actually have a sliding door to partition out the smell, also possible. Always be informed that all these are for ID treatment, so please do check with the salesperson on the current promotions for the relevant finishes. Then you'll be having tile floorings across the space, and then this will be the connection to the outdoor space. So the boundary of the property will be until the shrubs, and this will be your outdoor space for your washing machine. Then for guests, they will be sharing this washroom on the ground floor, and it's full height wall tiles. You have Sorrento, basin, and WC. Then you have the shower area at the end, along with the window for ventilation. Then from the living room as well, this will be the ground floor bedroom. and it can be a bedroom for your parents. It can also be a workspace if you require. And that's the uncertainty part about the work arrangement right now. If you can dictate your own working arrangement, then that will be fine. So this can entirely be your office space, and if that's not enough, then the pavilion outside that's meant for the community, that will also be very sensible. But now we are also quite fortunate that the virus is somewhat under control right now. We are somewhat in the endemic stage. People are going back to the offices, and that is the uncertainty where I'm thinking about. Then this room will also have access to an outdoor space here, so it's kind of cool where you still have your very own private garden. Then you will have a same connection into the similar washroom. So going upstairs, this will be the staircase. Laminated timber flooring, 1.2 meters in width, going upwards. Then you have timber and steel handrail along with the clearance height, very nice. Just that this is not utilized. It's either you put in a wall like here to decorate it or whatsoever. So most of the time, a lot of information are limited by the medium itself. You can only see the width and the length, the arrangement of furniture via the brochure, but you don't see the height. Just check that out. Wow! This is when we can really feel the experience of volume instead of just area. Especially if this is an intermediate unit, right? This is so helpful in terms of ventilation and daylighting, because this family hall is always going to be dark, because there's no source of light besides that one, and I really enjoy that. Of course, there are issues of practicality and cleaning or whatsoever, but so nice. Right? Then on the back of the house, there will be two identical bedrooms with their own ensuite bathrooms. Right? Going into this one, you will have timber floorings and a window. You can perfectly fit a queen size bed, or if this is for your kids, right, then there will be a wardrobe space along with the desk. But this one is pretty fancy. Then they will have their own ensuite bathroom, similar to the one downstairs, full height wall tiles, window for ventilation, and you have Sorrento for basin and Sorrento for WC. Then moving into the second one, in terms of size, wall to wall width is around 3.1 meters and the height is around 3 meters. So it's a very spacious room, and you can perfectly fit a queen size up to king size also. Wardrobe, your desk, and at the end you can have your bay window as well. Pretty cool, and something your children will enjoy. Their very own private bathroom. Both also have ensuite. Absolutely, it's the same design with the one next door. Cool. Then moving into the principal bedroom. Whoa, this is huge. This demonstrates the difference between 20 feet, 24 feet. That extra footage here and there adds up to a lot, especially in the interior spaces. So the width from wall to wall here is 4.5 meters. It's amazingly big. Even after putting in a king size bed, you still can put in a work office, in my opinion. Check it out. After your bedside tables, your reading corner, your cupboard of books or awards, then you have a desk here. It can be a dressing table as well. And I like they fully use up the length using this part as the walk-in wardrobe next to your principal bathroom. Full height wall tiles, Sorrento basin and WC along with the shower screen, and a full-size mirror here would just elevate the experience. This is so spacious. When you find that all terrace houses is more about living lifestyle, convenience, where you have the parks, bicycle pathways, amenities, a small shopping mall, then you will have your school, you will have your grocers. All those applies to this as well. And on top of that, what I find fascinating is the relationship they have with the wetlands, and how they put the theme park on one side away from the wetland to somewhat have a very distinct experience, and that is something that we're going to check out today. So now we are on the way to Wetlands Park. We're on this truck exposed, and just imagine that you are doing this on a weekend with your family members, or they come over to visit you, right? Doing all this. So nice. Yeah. Let's go see some hippopotamus. So we just finished the ride across the wetland and it's awesome. We saw some hippopotamus like really close. That was really cool. Then we saw some indication of crocodiles a little bit, but the ride was fun. And after you come back out, so we also see some extreme sports elements. They call it the goosebumps. Then there's one more for the ATV, so you can just do some dirt biking. Very cool, right? So it's really to just allow visitors to bring their family and experience the space a little bit. But as an urban boy, Starbucks is almost ready. And I guess that's all for the episode today. It's now time for Sean's take 3 on 3. For the 3 things I like, number 1 is the condition of the site. So in comparison to a lot of other sites, it's generally like flat land, right? This one is a bit different. This one is located right next to the forest reserve and part of it is in a wetland condition, and in collaboration with the local authorities, the developer also offered to maintain it. Then suddenly that becomes the unique selling point for this particular location. Because if you go around Malaysia, it's always that few industry players that can actually execute such a massive development, and we all know those few lah. And the formula is pretty similar. In other words, not many other places can have crocodiles and hippopotamus to attract people lah. And because of that, then they set hot air balloons, they set flying dining experience for people to really experience what's wetland. And it's awesome. Then very close to that, point number 2 will be the ability of the developer. It's not their very first project. They have done this many times before, and we have seen their results, right? Their past records. It's very promising. Just think about it, before the site is ready, the flyover gets ready first. Then before the projects are ready, the infrastructures, everything's are done up first before the houses are even sold. And with those kind of abilities, they can clearly forecast out what is coming up within the years. Like the school is coming up, the accessibility to Cyberjaya is coming up, the theme park is coming up, the commercial area is coming up, and by when? As we speak, when we go around the site, everything is under construction simultaneously. So for a normal industry player, when cash flow is a problem, they'll try to push out things that can sell first in order to finance the other projects. But this one, all one go. And the last thing will be the timing for this project itself. So after Palmer Sands, this Enso wood seems like the second landed phase for the entire 1,530 acres. And using the past records, a lot of people would then expect a very handsome capital appreciation for their investment. So this being one of the earlier phase, right, the potential for capital appreciation will be way higher compared to the later phase. Because when all are ready, then only you want to move in, right? Prices will be different already. So for the 3 things I don't like, number 1 will be the location itself. So in first glance, people will think that this is the very southern portion of Klang Valley itself. It's so close to the airport, it means the distance away from KL, and that becomes the first impression for a lot of people. But if you think about it, right, that was the initial impression for all of their projects, including Horizon Hills, when they actually want to develop. All local Johorians, right, would think that crazy, but now what a success, including Kota Kemuning, including Valencia, and etc. Because to get a land size of such scale, right, it won't be very close to CBDs. And with the very fast completion of the highway junction into the development, right, that kind of changed a lot of people's impression as well. The next concern will be the accessibility. Currently, the only way in is the only way out, which is using Elite Highway. And if there's any accident or whatsoever that happened in Elite Highway, generally there's no other way. Well, at this current moment of time. So the design team also figured that out, and now they are working really hard to complete the access directly into Cyberjaya first. When that is complete, indirectly you tap into a matured address filled with amenities and tertiary education and things like that. So the relationship between both address will be very exciting. Last of all would be the uncertainty of getting in the initial phase of such a massive development. Because many may think that what if cash flow got stuck for the company, what if the plans didn't turn out well, what if market crash or whatsoever. The potential of the projects are just uncertain. Well, that's true. but it depends on the developer as well. So if you look into the previous projects again, using track records instead of gut feels, you look into 25/7 with the Quayside Mall, then Kodak Kamuning, and other massive developments all ongoing at the same time. They seem pretty serious about it, and they are one of the fewer players that make commitments on the date of completion for their buildings. Like from next year, what will happen, 2023 shop lots, 2024 theme park, for example, right? So all those are laid out clearly. So when you decide to make this your future home, there are a little bit more security and certainty. Because if you look into the scale of construction around the site, right, it's really massive. And I think that's all for this episode. Do I like the product? Yes, it's that very standard 2275 won't go wrong kind of product, as I call them the Nasi Lemak property for Malaysians. But I like the slight twist of things where they have the very high volume for the family hall, the green space for the ground floor bedroom, and the massive scale for the principal bedroom. That is amazing, with a walk-in closet, right? Just nice into the bathroom. Woof. And you just imagine the possibility of lifestyle you can have with your family in this location. You will really look forward to the weekends because of the environment. Hanging out in the garden space, cycling around the lake, having picnics, those are standard. But what this offers is bird watching, crocodile feeding, horse riding, and etc. Those are the extra element. If that's not enough, theme parks also got, shopping also got, and it's a bonus if you travel a lot because KLIA is really close lah. And with that, thank you very much for watching. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan.